chicken head. I'm about to make some spaghetti, and a lot of y'all was asking me to repost my spaghetti video, so I just figured since I'm gonna make it again, I'll go on to show you. Okay. You can make your spaghetti how you want to make your spaghetti. This is my mother spaghetti. Okay. All right, hold tight. All right, so to this, we finna do 2 pounds of ground beef, which nowadays ain't really much, but it's fine. We're gonna do 2 Rogerwood sausages. You don't have to put sausage in yours. I like sausage, and it's really the only brand of sausage I care for. This the one I'm talking about. I always get spicy. Okay. And then I did a half of a large white onion, whatever onion you got, and half of a large green bell pepper. I went ahead and diced it up, you know, to whatever I felt like doing. Okay. So what I'm about to do is go ahead and brown this sausage, get some color on that, and then I'm gonna put my veggies in there, and then I'll put my ground beef. Okay, hold tight. Now in the meantime, I got me a pot of water going, some salted water. I don't put oil in my water when I boil my pasta. Okay, an Italian person told me you don't put oil in it because otherwise your other stuff won't, your sauce won't stick to your pasta. But do you how you do you. Okay, so I like to use thin spaghetti. Okay, because regular spaghetti noodles is too thick for me, and vermicelli and anything smaller than this is too small. So I like to be right at thin spaghetti. Use whatever you want. Okay, hold tight. So I got the sausage going. I forgot to mention that I put a little avocado oil in my pot. That's just what I prefer to do. I know a lot of people are gonna be like, oh, well, sausage renders its own fat or oil, but the thing of it is it cooks down really fast. Okay, and I need something that will also allow for my vegetables to cook too. So that's how I choose to do that. Okay. All right, so give me a second. Okay, so now I done went ahead and added in the veggies. I'm finna let that sweat down. Now at this stage, you can either choose to take all this out the pot, put it to the side, and then start on your ground beef. I'm kind of in a hurry and I don't feel like doing all that. So I'm gonna just go ahead and add my ground beef to this. Now I prefer to drain my meat. A lot of y'all don't, for whatever reason. That's your prerogative. Some of y'all say y'all be liking to just cook it until it all the oil burn out. I don't do all that. I drain mine. So just give me a second. You'll see what I'm talking about. Okay. So this is where we at. Like I said, I put it all in here. And then I go ahead and brown it. So now what I'm about to do is I normally season my meat and stuff at this point. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and finish mashing this down. And then I'm going to show y'all what I'm seasoning with. Okay. Give me a second. All right, so I've gone ahead and seasoned it, and I used garlic powder, onion powder, black pepper, cayenne pepper, Italian seasoning, a little salt, and a little bit of chicken bouillon. This ain't got no label yet, but it's a little chicken bouillon. Okay. All right, now I'm finna go ahead and drain it. You see all that oil in there, all that grease, whatever you want to call it. Yeah, I don't have time to wait for all that to cook down, so I'm finna go and drain my meat, and then we're gonna get started with adding the sauce. Okay. Give me a second. All right, so I done drained the meat. Now, let me say this too. The amount of fat in your pot from your meat also depends on the kind of meat that you buy. So if you buy the less expensive meat, it generally has a higher fat content than it would if you bought something that was more lean or whatever the terminology is. So it also depends on the kind of meat you buy as well to determine how much it's gonna be how much fat gonna be in your pot, how much oil. Okay, let me just say that. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and show y'all what's next. All right, so I go ahead and add me in a tomato paste, and this allows it to thicken up your sauce that you're gonna put in here too. Okay, it don't have to be this kind. It don't have to be no flavored or whatever type of tomato paste. This is what I saw, and I picked it up and I kept it going. Okay, you can use half or whole. It depends on what you're trying to do. I put half of this in my pot. Okay, so I'm finna go ahead and stir that up, and then I'm gonna show you what sauce I'm using. Okay, so if you was making it totally from scratch, you would use just some regular tomato sauce. You would, spruce it up from there. But I don't have time for all that, so I like to use Prego. Use whatever sauce you like. I don't care. Okay? So I'm going to use this. And if this ain't enough for what I need this for, then I got a backup one, which is mushroom. Okay? All right, so give me 1 second. You better put some water in that damn shit. Okay? Let me shake it up. All right, so now you're going to season the taste from here if it ain't already add the desired flavor. I am one of them people that will add a little sugar in my spaghetti. That's my preference. Because don't nobody want no bitter ass, bite your back ass spaghetti sauce. You ain't got to do all that. Your spaghetti sauce that you use may already have some type of sweetness to it, or maybe you don't like no sweetness. That's your prerogative, okay? But I'm gonna put a little bit of sugar in mine. I'm gonna season it to taste with the same seasonings except the salt. I'm gonna use the chicken bouillon because that's just what I like to do, okay? I already got my pasta about to boil, and I normally will combine the pasta into my spaghetti sauce, but tonight I don't feel like doing that. I really just want to put the sauce on my noodles. But generally, I would combine my pasta into the sauce, okay? But let me go ahead and finish this, and then I'm going to get started on my garlic bread, and then I'm going to plate it, okay? 1 second. Oh, and I also forgot to mention that I added some minced garlic, okay? All right, 1 second. Yes, indeed, get into it. Now, you know I make my food how I want to make my food. You make your own how you want to make your own. I meant to also mention that you're going to make your pasta al dente, especially if you're going to be combining it with your sauce, whatever you prefer, okay? I went ahead and made me some garlic bread, okay, on my air fryer and whatever such like that there. Now, you ain't got to keep bringing your slew foot bald head ass over here to eat. It really don't make me no never mind. Judge your grandma that smell like Bengay and your nephew with that peasy ass hair. Bon appetit.